You ever see someone get pushed so far that something inside them just snaps? Yeah, that happened to me at 16. My name's Beatrice Worthington. People at Westbridge Height barely noticed me, and honestly, that's how I liked it. Quiet kid, a little awkward, glasses always slipping down my nose, and if you saw me in the halls, you'd probably just remember the hunched posture, the way I try to make myself as small as possible, floating through school like a shadow. I'd only been here 3 months. Dad's job moved us all the way across the country, so I was already playing catch up, and my natural shyness, well, let's just say it didn't make making friends any easier. Lunch alone, eyes on my shoes between classes, always a book in hand, or an excuse to disappear into the library. Nobody here knew what I could don. That was the point. Because here's the twist. I'd spent the last 8 years in mixed martial arts. Thanks to my Dayton ex-military guy with strong opinions about his daughter never being a victim again. After I got jumped back in elementary school, he put me on the mat with Master Rodriguez, a legend from the old UFC days, and let's just say the discipline stuck. By the time I was 15, I'd won 3 regional championships. But Master Rodriguez taught me more than just how to throw a punch, drilled it into me that real strength was knowing when not to fight. That was the deal I made with my parents when we moved. No trouble, keep my head down, focus on school. I promised them, but you know how promises go in high school. And if you're thinking, why didn't you just stand up for yourself? Trust me, that question haunted me every single day. Because the bullying started the minute I walked in the door at Westbridge. Jessica Manning, volleyball captain, platinum blonde, perfect teeth, daughter of the school board president, zeroed in on me like a heat-seeking missile. She had Marcus Thompson at her side, a massive senior with biceps for days and a mean streak a mile wide, and Samantha Pike, a sneaky redhead who could ruin your reputation with a few texts and a fake innocent smile. Between the 3 of them, they made sure every hallway felt like a gauntlet. It started with snide comments, me clothes, my hair, my whole existence. Then accidents in the hallways, tripping me or knocking my books out of my hands, laughing while everyone else stared or pretended not to notice. Teachers looked away. The principal cared more about the school's reputation than the safety of its students. The rest of the kids? Some joined in, most just turned the other way like if they didn't see it, it wasn't happening. So every morning, I'd pack my lunch, carefully nothing that would make a mess if it got trashed. I mapped my routes to avoid Jessica's crew, learned to spot them before they spotted me, slipped into empty classrooms or bathrooms if things got dicey. My body always a little tense, like I was in a perpetual fight or flight mode, even though I kept telling myself, don't fight, just get through it, Beatrice. 2 more years. You can make it. But then came the day when all those promises, all that discipline, hit a breaking point. It was a Tuesday in October. I was already running on empty. Overslept, missed breakfast, bombed a test I thought I'd crushed, forgot my homework. Only thing I was looking forward to was lunch. Dad made my favorite turkey and avocado sandwich, Mom's chocolate chip cookies, even a thermos of chai tea, the way Grandma used to make. I sat at my usual spot by the window, the one place where the sun felt warm, and for a second, I let myself relax. That's when I heard her, Jessica, cutting through the cafeteria, a noise like a siren. Well, what's the little mouse eating today? I didn't look up. That's how you survive, never make eye contact. But I could see her sneakers, bright white and expensive, right on the edge of my tray. Marcus and Samantha flanked her, and all the conversations around us started to die down, everyone watching for their daily entertainment. Jessica leaned in, voice syrupy and dangerous. Don't you have any friends, Beatrice? Or do even your sandwiches run away from you? And then, before I could even get a word out, Jessica snatched up my tray, holding it high for everyone to see. The sandwich, the cookies, the teeny little pieces of home malt dangling in the air. Oops, she said and let go. Food hit the floor, tea splattered across the tiles, cookies crushed under her feet as the crowd laughed. But Jessica wasn't done. She spat right on the ruined sandwich, and the whole cafeteria went silent. Something in me snapped. Not the breakdown in tears, kind of snapped the 8 years of training, just overrode every social rule kind. I stood up, slow, feeling every eye in the room, and for the first time, I looked Jessica dead in the face. My voice was soft, but it cut through the silence. You spit on my food? She blinked, caught off guard. It's just food, get over it. I stepped forward, saw her flinch, and said, you just destroyed something that made me feel connected, something that made me feel safe. And then you spat on it like it was trash. That's not just foot, that's you telling me I don't matter. Marcus puffed up, tried to get in my face, back off, psycho. But when I turned to look at him, something in my eyes must have registered, because his bravado faded just a little. The cafeteria was dead quiet. I said, how many of you have seen them do this? How many just watched? A few students actually nodded like they were waking up for the first time. I felt my hands curl into fists. I've been trying so hard not to fight, trying so hard to believe there was a better way. But sometimes you gotta speak in a language bullies understand. Marcus reached from a big mistake. Years of muscle memory kicked in. I pivoted, used his momentum, and sent all 200 pounds of him over my hip and crashing to the floor. The sound like a gunshot. Gasps everywhere. Marcus lay stunned, staring at the ceiling, and suddenly I wasn't invisible anymore. Jessica was backing up, eyes wide, voice trembling. You're crazy, you just assaulted him. Self-defense. I shot back, loud enough for everyone to hear. He grabbed me. You all saw it. And for the first time, the crowd actually backed me up. Marcus tried to come at me again wild. Angry swing missed by a mile. I ducked under, elbowed him in the gut, twisted his wrist until he hit his knees, gasping. I don't want to hurt you, I told him, but I will if you make me. Jessica screamed. For help, no one moved. Instead, phones came out recording everything. I turned to Jessica, her confidence gone, replaced by tears. You didn't just hurt me. You hurt every quiet kid, every outsider. You did it because you thought you could. That ends now. She mumbled something, tried to apologize, but it was too late. I made her clean up the mess, all of it, with Marcus and Samantha helping. They did it. No protest, humiliated, silent. The same hands that destroyed my lunch picked up the pieces. That video went everywhere overnight. I went from invisible to infamous. Principal called me in, but the footage was clear. I defended myself. Marcus' parents threatened to sue, but nobody had any appetite for a fight. Kids started coming forward, telling their own stories. Jessica got suspended, Marcus kicked off the team, Samantha banned from social media. But what changed wasn't the punishments, it was the air. Suddenly, kids who never spoke to me wanted to say hi, wanted advice, even friendship. I told them, you don't have to fight, but you have to stand up for yourself. Don't ever let anyone convince you that you deserve this. And here's the last twist: Jessica actually changed. Came up to me weeks later with a real apology, not the kind you make when you're caught, but the kind that comes from knowing you've been the villain. I understand now, she said. I know what it feels like to be powerless. And maybe for the first time, I saw her as a person, not just a bully. Use what you've learned, I told her, and be better. 6 months later, I wasn't just surviving, I was thriving. I helped start a self-defense club for kids who felt like I did, helped rewrite the school's anti-bullying rules, found my people, the ones who'd been outsiders too. And I learned something: true strength isn't never fighting. It's fighting for the right reasons, at the right time, with just enough force to make a difference and no more. It's knowing you could destroy, but choosing to build instead. I look around at my lunch table, now kids laughing, safe, holding their heads high. Not the rulers of the school, just kids who know they matter. That's what winning looks like. Not the fight, but the change after. So let me ask you, when is it okay to stand up? Where's the line between defending yourself and becoming the thing you hate? Tell me what you think. Share your story. Because trust me, Semyone's always watching, and sometimes all it takes is one person refusing to be silent.